Rock Lord's powerful there. Oh. How you doing, Marky Mark? Still got power out there? That's good. Yep. I haven't heard from anyone nearby saying they lost power. I know there are a lot of people without it. I don't know what the latest numbers are. This isn't what we're looking for, and yet... Holy shit, that just... The icon and everything there looked like No Man's Sky. Holy fuck me. Wowzers. 134,000 is the latest? Lovely. Anyway... But how accurate is it? Oh, Lord only knows. Only upfield.
Like the cold. Stiffens the joints, lowers reaction times.
Alright, chat, time to brainstorm, alright? Given what we now know about the opening of this game, we're still experiencing it, alright? What could they have done to make this any less interesting? Time to get creative. They could have sepia the color palette. Wait. Yeah, they really, they not only did they kind of sepia it, but they, well, the sepia tone of this planet's really, you know, dark, but it's the fucking washed out look that just is not appealing at all. Implement oxygen tanks that need to be replaced. Go lean harder into No Man's Sky. Yeah, well, I think that Bethesda had a very specific visual in mind. Clearly, because even if you use HDR, it does not really improve anything, even though the HDR implementation is pretty accurate. So, they clearly, like, this was what they were going for. I don't know why. This planet feels like a cure for my insomnia. Add a mechanic where there's a day-night cycle and you have to open and stare to watch for time to pass. Hey! I got that reference. You know what I'm thinking about right now? Is in the interview that Todd Howard did with Lex Friedman on his podcast. Without saying No Man's Sky, he casted some shade on No Man's Sky for how they generated all their stuff. And then, you know, waxed poetic about their, you know, how they did theirs. And I gotta be honest, I don't know what he was bragging about. The Star Citizen guys probably praised Hello Games for their fucking generation, while Todd was like out there friggin' jerking off to his own idea. Yeah, exactly. I think, I would imagine that any developer that really tried to dig in to generation like No Man's Sky has will have a deep appreciation for just how good Sean Murray is at his job. Sean Murray might not be a great guy to put on pressure and put him in front of a camera, but if you put him behind a computer, clearly that guy is pretty fucking good at what he does. Clearly. Like this is just gonna be it every time? Touching some ghost PP? And then, like, at this stage, it's almost almost always too fast to get to in time. Skill issue. Ring Fit Temple? Hell yeah. Alright, what's our new power? Manipulate gravity to propel yourself forward and briefly increase any damage you inflict. Word? Amazing.
Kind of power. I'm glad it is in your hands.
That barely moves you forward. But hey, more damage, Pog. So, I got a question for you, and I'm really not being facetious or rhetorical, but I'm just... So, and some of you have played the game, so you can probably answer from experience. So after you've gotten to this place on this planet, and you took the journey to walk on foot to get there, because there's no other method of fucking doing anything, is there anything, did you ever explore the planet further? Like, did any of like what was put before you ever be like, man, I wonder what, you know, is over there? I should go look. Or did you just fuck off back to your ship? And if you haven't played the game, do you think that you would be enticed to go explore? Or do you think you'd just fuck off to your ship? Like, visually it doesn't help. But not every planet can be a fucking lush garden world, I get that. But there's just nothing here. No animals. No aliens. No... spacers, no other ships landing. The other POIs, like the one POI I went to was literally I just clicked on it and it's like, oh, it's gravity fucking anomaly. the visual isn't necessarily the thing that stopped me from wanting to explore. I mean, sometimes a better looking world is going to make me want to look more, but I already know there's minimal to be done out there. Maybe collect some resources at best. And it takes forever to get to anything. And the payoff of taking the time to get there is almost zero. Yeah, like gravitational anomaly, and maybe there was more to do there, I just don't know. Like, I'm gonna go back here. Maybe I missed some shit. Hey, Mr. Stars, 32 months, welcome back. What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? A few letters in a different degree. You can't hear an enzyme, but you can hear a hormone. I'll allow it. You found a rock. Nice. Jesus Christ, Ninja. Ninja's so fucking hard. Ninja's harder on this shit than I am. I kind of love it. It's funny. Somebody else being more critical than I am for once. It's a miracle. Alright, here we go. Let's get back to our ship. Fast travel again. It seems a really simple thing. No, and I don't mean from a developer perspective, but from like a player perspective. But in No Man's Sky, being able to get into your ship and fly off the planet surface into low orbit and then plot a course and warp. Oh my god, I already have to go back to Vlad? Oh no. Oh, it was only one temple!
This is United Colonies space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. Scan complete. You are cleared to land in New Atlantis.
Did you ever play the X series, Dreco? We had a community member, I can't remember their username, but they were, and I think might even still be there. One of the primary developers for the X games. One of the trippiest things in early days, they did a developer vignette. You might even be able to go find it if you dig hard enough on YouTube. And they were sitting there in a War Council t-shirt. That was super cool. When I was relevant. The glory days.
Star Station LO868. You need the eye.
Glory days!
Say the word, and we shall be on our way.
You're not relevant, spit takes. I know. Hard to believe. Hard to believe with all of our rampant success.
Oh, sorry. Was just doing some math in my head.
Some meth?
The gaps with you.
Classic Vlad. Gotta press A on him 46,000 times.
In my head. Inventory on the station. Next supply run. Got one. I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but...
I'd go into the reasons why hearing this exact same line of dialogue would be a bit silly for a game worth $500 million, but I'll save you the time and energy. It's funny, Dreca, because that hints at them having some semblance of async.
Everyone needs space to let their thoughts.
But then when it comes to like the talking shit, they're like, fuck it, have everyone talk over one another at all times. The only thing better than drugs is imaginary drugs. Well, that was a great trip back to see old Vlad, huh? It's gonna be a long time before we see him, so, you know. When we were last, at the hub, they were there, and he gave me a 1911, which he called a revolver, and then I checked out. Yeah. Something like that. Beso Piazzi, ah! Alright. Hey, what up, Ikoqui? Feel like I haven't seen you in a hot minute. What's up, Suggs? Big ass chair? Yeah, it's my, medical recliner, which is just inherited from my grandmother. Allows me to get the chair in a position where my legs and feet don't swell as easily. And I play on the TV instead of at my computer desk. Which is much more comfortable. Typically. I mean, you sit down for as long as I sit down, you get uncomfortable regardless, but... What happened to my legs? The Fire Nation attacked. Took an arrow to the knee. No. I'm just being a fucking asshole. So, what happened was, or what the theory is so far, is like about 2 years ago I started to get it really pronounced, what's called bilateral swelling in my feet. And that's a fancy way of saying both of my feet. And so they put me through about every test known to man over the course of the next 18 months to try to determine if it was something that we need to be particularly concerned about, or if it was something else like just a particularly bad case of venous insufficiency. Venous insufficiency being your veins have weakened from blood pooling in your feet and legs over time from either standing still too long or sitting too long or being tall or, like me, all of these things at the same time, and then age and whatnot. Although for me it's not age, 'cause I'm old, but I'm not, you know, I'm not that kind of old. So, anyway, yeah, they never found anything. The only test that hadn't been done to really confirm it was a venous Doppler, which I've been on a list for a million years to get, but because it's not an urgency kind of a situation, Lord knows when I'm going to get in to get it. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable, and then I also have some nerve damage in and around my, where my groin / where my glutes meet my hamstrings. And so, sitting in even a proper chair with perfect ergonomic posture and whatnot, it's just, it doesn't matter. It's the act of sitting and the pressure in weakened areas of veins on the backs of my thighs that expedite this swelling dramatically. If I'm just standing and moving normally and doing stuff, it takes forever and a day for any appreciable swelling to happen, and it doesn't really affect me. But from a, you know, the majority of jobs that you do these days, including sitting here playing video games for you guys, you sit like all the fucking time, so it's not really, you know. But if I have my feet up a little bit, and there's specifically not pressure in that area, in my undercarriage, if you want to call it that, then I do not really swell. At all. Really. But it's a combination of having sat for so long for so many years while being as tall as I am with legs as long as mine, creating very poor circulation in my lower extremities, and it weakened my veins over time, and now it's just becoming prominently noticeable where you know, it wouldn't before, because it's just the way the way it works. Trilateral swelling. So anyway, that's what it is. Thankfully it's not anything serious. There are obviously serious things that can come with swelling in the lower legs and whatnot. The moment that it was bilateral, that told us that the odds of it being a very serious thing was dramatically reduced, because typically speaking, it's one leg or the other, and then it's like, oh, your heart's failing. Yeah, that can be that can be a problem. Can we just amputate your lower half and mount you to become a robotic centaur? Does it mean I have a bigger penis? It's not asking a lot. If so, yes. But yeah, it's just one of those things. My health in general is fine. I'm out of shape. In that, you know, it's not like I can go run a fucking marathon or some shit. You know, I dug holes for 7 hours 2 weeks ago out in the yard, and so I didn't like collapse and fucking die. So it's not like I'm falling apart super bad. I'm just not in shape. I should be doing more cardiovascular stuff. Not like hardcore stuff, but even just walking, I should be doing more of that just to keep things going. My blood pressure is fucking perfect. Zero blood pressure issues. My resting heart rate is fine. Sometimes it's slower than I like it to be. I can sometimes, depending on where my body's at, my heart rate resting will be like 54. So yeah, and generally speaking, I'm okay. The other thing that's fucked up for me doing streaming and stuff, and would have happened in an office job too. Like, all this stuff would have happened in an office job. Like, none of this would have fucking, like, this job did not cause this problem. Any worse than any other office job would for me. But I have a fusion in my low spine down by my tailbone that's now arthritic. And so, I've lost a little bit of mobility in my low back. And it constantly feels like somebody is trying to insert a knife in between my sacrum and the first, lumbar segment of my low spine. Become an IRL streamer and walk with chat, change the Twitch name to Novawalks. I have thought many times. And it's honestly, it's a fucking sickness that when you're a streamer for long enough, you immediately just start thinking about how you can stream literally every fucking aspect of your life, but it's always passed through my mind if I could find a way to stream while I go on a walk, even if it was like in like audio form or some shit, and just ramble about whatever, that it would actually get me out. Like, it becomes the motivating factor. Like, that's how sick streaming makes your brain. You just start converting everything into streaming activities. Yeah, well, the other reason why I don't do it is that it's just a privacy thing. You know, when I go for a walk, I tend to go for a walk, you know, around where I live, and I just don't, you know, I don't want to turn into something where I've got to go drive for like 20 minutes to a location that's like, you know, further away from where I live, and, you know, go for a walk there or some shit. Sometimes I do, you know, there are local parks that Em and I, you know, can go to, have gone to walk many times, but yeah. And then the other thing is that unlike in the States, you can't really get unlimited data here on your phone. And so if you were streaming it, it'd be like fucking impossible. You'd have to just, like, gimbal record and like edit shit, and at that point, that's just a waste of time. You're in Canada, who's gonna go all the way to Canada to find you? I'll never forget, people have been very respectful, but I'll never forget there was a time where, at Jeff's first house, and, there were like a group of guys, late teens, you know, 18, 19, who had spotted or had known what car Jeff drove because he'd done vlogs and whatnot. And they literally canvassed, like, entire residential areas until they found the car in the driveway. And then we're outside his house screaming and yelling for him. It's fucking weird. Apparently we're landing in the Canadian Shield. Ah, yes, the podcast. I've seen almost this exact thing. I don't think I have a zoom on this thing. I think you have to unlock it as a skill. But I've seen that, they look, like, identical to that, too. And I'm sure they're scannable as a thing. Fucking dinosaurs? Would we be on the Lost World here? Todd Howard looked at those, like, early No Man's Sky videos and went, "We should put dinosaurs in our game." When Livy came to visit, before shit went down, she posted a picture from my Sky deck. Like 2 weeks later, I had a dude in my lobby screaming to see her. Yep. Some people are just oddballs, you know? No respect. A hunting cage brain. Okay, so I know this is just a video game, but like, what are the odds that inside of, I believe we're still technically in, what is this, like Alpha Centauri or some shit? In that neck of the woods. What are the odds that something that close to Earth is basically going to just be Earth? With, like, evergreens. Oh, can I not, like, just free camera this shit? Oh, I can. Okay, so... That's Alpha Centauri. Soul. Alright, so Soul is there, so this is our... I mean... What are the odds? I say that more in the sense that, like, I feel like they could have just maybe put some more effort into making more alien, like, flora. This seems a tad repetitive, no? Well, for this story bit, yeah, we're literally just fast traveling a bunch. Wow, this visual is fucking atrocious. That mountain looks hideous. Those trees look like they're already distant lauds? Like, they already looked like they were, you know, poster boarded. That was crazy. But you can climb it. In the past, you'd want to climb it because you'd think maybe there was like some sort of crazy cool little hidden fucking temple or cave, or there'd be like a piece of Daedric armor like tucked into a fucking some corner or crevice. Oh. The Nature Channel. Discovery. Bro just screamed at him until he died.
I hope wherever you store that, the smell will not be an issue.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Ugh. Alright. What is our new power? Bend time and glimpse the future, seeing the path someone will walk and the words they may say. I was thinking of taking a nap. This game looks like just the thing for that. Yeah, you're not wrong. Well, looks like that's the last one we can do for now.
Welcome to Free Star Space. We're gonna do a quick scan for contraband, and you can be on your way. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Thanks, bruh.
Setting down, everything in the green.
A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view.
All right, we're here. You ready? Because once we get started, I'm gonna be riding your tail till this is over.
Okay.
There's something you should know up front. I'm a Co. As in Solomon Co., first man on Aquila. That tale I mentioned before, the one I think is connected to an artifact, it's something of a family legend. After Planetfall, Solomon spent years mapping Aquila, and he found a tiny little patch of nothing on his sensors. The kind of nothing an artifact produces. He called it the Empty Nest. Said it was a place even the wildlife of Aquila wouldn't go.
This guy's reads for these lines is like the embodiment of a yawn. It sounds like he's in a room recording this, where if he were to speak up, it would be a problem. So he's like just on the cusp of whispering everything he says.
Solomon's maps are locked up tight in the local gal bank. We'll be heading there.
Ah, hello.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yes. Can I get an invoice?
What you need one of those for?
Corporate policy.
Is it okay if I just write it on a notepad?
As long as it's written and signed, it could be on a loaf of bread. Got another freighter that needs clearance.
I'm in Fallout now, right? This is the Fallout planet?
Hold it. By order of Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you we've got some trouble at Gal Bank. Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear. If you think you might be able to help out, you could talk to the Marshal. Truth is, last I heard, things weren't going so good.
Well, I doubt those robbers are gonna let us leisurely peruse the Gal Bank vault. We better see if we can help move the situation along.
Where are you? Where are you talking to me from? Huh? Where? He's way the fuck back there!
Keela City. Feels like I spent half my life trying to get out of this place.
One sec. I mean, it's a harmless bug, but that's just kind of funny. Just give me a sec, guys. I gotta go rinse out this cup before all this shit sticks to it. Yeah, ironically, this is like the most functional and least buggy Bethesda game ever released. It's also, at least to this point, the most bland and boring, for sure. No doubt.
You planning to tell me your demands at some point?
You find someone we can trust and maybe we will.
Like who?
Not you, not one of your rangers, and not these city guards neither.
This is nothing we can't handle.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Well, guess what?
Stand back now.
Sounds like you could use somebody from the off-world. What is happening to that man's hair? What? Turn your head again. That shit was crazy.
I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know you. Now please, stand back.
Aquila City at its finest, I see. Never a dull moment.
Well, I'll be damned. Sam Coe. Been a long time. I won't hold my breath about you being here to take the badge again. Listen, Sam, just so you know, I don't blame you for how it went down. For the others, though, you might get a different reception.
Thanks. I appreciate you saying so. But I figure some of that reception is owed. Still, I appreciate the sentiment, Marshal. It seems you got a situation. My friend here may be the answer you're looking for.
All right, Sam. I'll trust your judgment on this one. Some folks from the Shaw gang tried to rob the place, but they got spotted by a guard.
Oh my god, the guy's hair.
They took everyone inside hostage, and now they're keeping a watch so we can't move against them. They're using the intercom.
Not only are the jump cuts jarring, they just look fucking terrible.
They won't talk to me. Say they don't trust the badge. They want a neutral negotiator. In other words, they didn't have a plan for this, so they're stalling while they come up with one. All right, I'm willing to allow that. But a few things first. Say what you have to, but whatever they ask for, there's no way in hell I'm giving it to them. Also, there are lives at stake, so don't get cavalier. Find out what they want, and then report back to me.
Thank you for getting close to the mic for that.
Look for every opportunity to de-escalate. You got this.
Hey, you in the bank. I'm sending in a negotiator, so don't shoot.
Hands where I can see him, and don't try nothing.
Got these skill points. Ha! I like how the upgraded persuasion is sprinkle some cocaine on them. Sprinkle a little crack.
Security around here is a joke.
You're the negotiator, huh? If you think you're just gonna walk up here and get us to surrender, you're dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jed. Jed Bullock.
Your last name is Bullock? Good to meet you, Jed. I'm Richard B. Twisted II Esquire.
Well, ain't you polite? So tell me, stranger, how do I know you're gonna deal straight with us? I don't know you, so why should your word mean anything to me? I see what you mean.
Oh my god, I've got to get one of these to stick? Why?
Oh, you want to be a hard ass, is that it?
Ugh.
Am I supposed to be... Nothing you say is gonna...
I'm interested in if the auto one gets it done. God, I've played this for 15 hours and we're still not doing anything that, like, resembles... Oh my god.
The shark game's making fools of us all.
Also, okay, so there seems to be two camps on this. I'm interested in what you guys think. I'll let you know what I think. But there seems to be two camps on this. The main hub worlds in Starfield are all these like individual like microcosm stereotype planets. You've got like your garden world, you've got your cyberpunk world, you've got your spaghetti fucking western world. I personally think that that's fucking terrible. And just any hope of this game having me be like on board with it and not pulled out, that is not helping me whatsoever. Going, like... Well, there's a difference between, like... I understand what you're saying, but, like, there's a difference between going to different worlds that are, like... That we're talking, like, biomes in terms of, like... Here's a desert world, here's an ice world, and then, like, here's actual Western in 2300. On a planet multiple systems away from Sol. And everything's playing out just like a Western. We got the Marshall Gang and
Just do us all a favor and never turn into
whatever else fucking... A pretty harsh opinion, Ninja? On this game? For you? I never would have guessed.
You're the negotiator, huh?
Let's hear it.
If you think you're just gonna walk up... Well, ain't you polite? So tell me, stranger. I don't...
Oh, I can't auto-persuade. Interesting. This is different than the last time we were here, by the way. These are different fucking options from the load.
I'm so ready to get out of here. Yeah, I'm already sick to death of this place.
Wow, they're really hooking me up with way better options this time. What the fuck? Wait. Isn't this the same?
We've been in worse scrapes than this. Nothing you say is gonna change my mind, so let's just move on.
Caramba. It's like Space Disney World. There's a Western ride, a Space Mountain ride, a lot of long lines between any chance of fun. That's a good analogy. I feel like the world of Starfield are just cut and paste references to other sci-fi books, shows, games, and movies. Low effort, boring as fuck. UC is Starship Troopers United States Edition. Aquila is Firefly, Space Texas. Neon is a ripoff of Cyberpunk, and etc. Everything is uninspired. As a fan of sci-fi, it just looks like a disconnected mess of, look, we referenced the sci-fi thing, it's not even done remotely well. I don't disagree. I would have liked